Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to our fantastic interview with Luke Hamill. So, whenever
Hi,
you're
Brendan.
hi. So, whenever you're listening to this interview, it's always a great opportunity because you're really listening to one of the most experienced UK property investors, particularly if you're looking in the Northampton area, because that's where Luke Hamill stronghold is. So, hi, Luke. Thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Hey, Brendan. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. So, Luke, who I know really well, the co-host of the Central London Property Meet, which is evening meet. I have an all morning meet with Steve Evans, but Luke's the co-host of the evening meet. Luke's also going to be presenting at the evening meet next Wednesday. So Wednesday, the 24th of August. So, Luke, I know you were away during Brexit in France, and you touched on Brexit. You did a panel, chairing the panel in July. It'd be great to hear your views. You've been back here for a month, and you're probably, a bit more grounded in terms of understanding what the local demographics are for your own portfolio.
Well, it's interesting in the fact that nothing's happening yet, and obviously we're in a state of limbo. So I don't think anyone really knows. We've never seen this before, and that means that there's just going to be an extended period of uncertainty. So tenants are not sure, are they going to be allowed to stay, and perhaps some people are trying to come over while they can before they have to get on a smuggler's boat, because who knows what's going to happen in the future. I think this is the thing, we're in a land of the unknown.
Hmm. What I learned though from you is about the potential of it happening in France as well. You call it Frexit, and it's fascinating that you hear that. You're saying no one really knows. It's similar to what's been said to me today at my morning meet. Had the likes of Richard Bowser, Anil Mahanal present there at the morning meet. Has it affected what you're doing in terms of your strategy? Are you waiting and holding? And if you're waiting and holding, as Anil said, how long are you going to be waiting and holding for before you're doing anything else and staying in limbo? Are you still looking for opportunities? What opportunities are you looking for? I know that's quite a few questions in one. So,
Yeah, I'm open to opportunities always. Right now, I'm focusing on a personal purchase, so it's my home. So I'm looking to buy something which obviously I need to throw everything at, and but of course, opportunities always coming through your contacts, and so you don't necessarily have to do it yourself. Once you've got yourself established with your network, and these are your joint venture partners that are still presenting opportunities to you. So yeah, sure, that comes, that happens, and at a time of uncertainty, there can be opportunities. I haven't purchased anything. I've put on some offers, so I'm in the land of waiting, but I don't think anything's really happening in the areas where I'm looking to buy just yet. However, seriously, large movements could happen. Now, I think a lot of people in the industry are saying that London, the southeast, south, been really overvalued for a long time, and perhaps the Brexit is an excuse to have some price corrections. Perhaps it has been softening in the prime parts of London, um, but yeah, it's still early days, Brendan.
sure. In terms of your networking skills, because I'm sure it's developed over the years, and you talk about joint ventures a lot as well. Where's your secret? What have you discovered over the years of networking? And you're not new to property. You may be new to the property networking arena in London. The first time I met you was at John Corrie's meet, I think 3 years ago now.
So
Um, 2 years ago. So what have you discovered? What's the secrets in terms of effective networking?
I don't know that there are any. I think it's just to keep on going. And I didn't used to enjoy it. You're absolutely right. It was probably 5, 6 years ago that I started networking. And I think it's a really good thing for getting yourself to go and go to a room of strangers. I think you just can develop some good personal communication skills there, which obviously help you when you're going to talk to a vendor, talk to a bank to raise finance, or to talk to joint venture partners that you may wish to borrow some money from. And that's not the kind of question you want to be saying straight off, is it? Hey,
Mm.
100,000, but you want to build a relationship, and then when they see you and they're kind of coming to you asking, oh, could you maybe do something with my 100,000? So it's almost like you're reversing it. But I think keep on going to rooms. And Brendan, I not acknowledge you for asking me to co-host your Central London event, which I've been happy to do over the last 2 years, because it's really helped me. I've not always wanted to do that, and I felt uncomfortable at the front of the room, and you know what, I just kept doing it. So that is the advice I would say to anyone that's watching this. Just set yourself some goals and do it, and don't give up or sell out on yourself when you don't feel like doing it. Just prepare. Any meeting you should have some preparation for, and also then you review your meeting. So does that make sense?
It does. When you say prepare, what are you preparing, though, Luke?
Well, you might look at your meetup group, for example, Central
Sure.
London Property Network. Who's going to be there? Have a look at their profiles, and that's the beauty of the online world, isn't it? We've got LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter just to see more about what people do. And if you could say, oh, I see that you, and it may not even be business, but you might say, oh, I see that you like horses or horse racing or rugby or dancing or ballet or whatever, but you're starting to find little touch points that you can connect with somebody else and just build the relationship.
And Luke, you're on Twitter yourself. You can be found at BeLucky2. I'm myself, and on Twitter at Brendan_Quinn UK. Twitter's one of the things you use. You're on Facebook as well, LinkedIn, and you're also on YouTube as well. So you do use a spectrum of different social media profiles. In terms of the strategies which were pre-Brexit, one thing I didn't add is most of your properties are what would be traditionally referred to as HMOs. Is that right, Luke? For HMOs in the Northampton area.
Northampton and Surrey is the areas.
So if people are listening to this recorded interview at a later stage, how best would you like people to connect with you?
Well, I find
Via Twitter or email?
Twitter's quite easy. I don't have to log in. Facebook, I like to log out just for security. And I just seem to be on Twitter a bit more. So get me on Twitter, connect, follow, share, and get down to the Central London Property Network. That's what I say. Just come down. We always have a great opportunity to speak in between the main speakers and afterwards and before. So come down.
Sure. I was going to say, look, just for the listeners who are listening to this in mid-August, the event next week is going to be Wednesday the 24th. So it's going to be quite interesting because Luke's background is in terms of property strategy is a holding strategy, whereas the other speaker, Alan Frost, looks to flip as a trader. So quite different specialisms, different skill sets as well, which you're going to get benefits from. Look, we've covered a little bit about your social media profile. Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Lots of different people from lots of different backgrounds. I've got to say, Rob Moore is out there. I think the guy's doing some wonderful things with his entrepreneurs. The Disruptive Entrepreneur podcast, always worth a listen. You get some great guests on that. Just many of the speakers that you've had that we've had at the Central London Property Network. So Martin Skinner doing some great things down in South London, and just all sorts of people really that you meet, and it's not necessarily even people that you may have heard of. So
sure,
people, global influencers, Tim Ferriss, then down to just people that you might read, authors. There's so many people, and the platform is unlimited, which is why I want to get more and more into the YouTube, as you say, YouTube channel. Need to spend some more time on that just to build my profile. So I'm looking forward to sharing at the talk on the 24th my 4 F's that you need to be successful in property. It's based on the experience that I've had over the last 5 years that have really moved me from kind of struggling, not having that much success, to position a few short years down the line where I'm in a position today to be able to review my journey and share that with others, the things that really, really work for me and I know that can work for you. So that's what I'm looking forward to sharing on the 24th.
Sure. I look forward to hearing your story, Luke. And it's only next week, so it's only 7 days away. So there'll be details about how to book if in case you're not on Meetup. So there'll be an Eventbrite link as well. So Luke, I just want to say huge thanks for taking time out this afternoon on a beautiful, amazing day. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing day as well with at Be Lucky 2 on Wednesday the 24th of August.
Thanks,
Thank
Brendan.
you.
Look forward to see you all there.
Thank you. Bye for the moment.